State of NFL, Week 14. As you can see, I'm solo. My guest host cannot be here due to scheduling restraints. He had other obligations that he could not break. Unfortunately, we got to move some schedules around. So, hey, still got to give it to you. Still got to keep it moving. Hey, here we go. It's Pop West. State of Play, Week 14. Okay, so let's get right to it. All right, so we have a Thursday night game, which is Dallas at Detroit. This is basically a playoff game for both teams. Every game from here on out is basically a playoff team. Basically, both teams are playing as if this is a playoff each game. So, with that being said, there's not too much to say about this game except for Detroit has had a few injuries. Dallas seemed to be getting healthier. Dallas is on the road. They've won 3 games in a row. They're playing good on both sides of the ball. We were very impressed with the win last week against Kansas City on Thanksgiving. We were also surprised about the win against Philadelphia. Not so much against the Raiders, but still, they won 3 straight. They're playing well. Detroit's coming off a really brutal loss to Green Bay on Thanksgiving. So they need to bounce back and they need to play much better, and they can play better. I think Dallas is regaining some momentum. They're playing with confidence, and they got some people back that were hurt also. But you got to pick somebody in this game. So I'm going to say I'm going to take Detroit to win this game in a close one. I'm going to take Detroit to win 27-24. All right. So on to the next game. All right. The next game I got here is Washington Commanders at Minnesota Vikings. Washington played very well against Denver Broncos this last Sunday night game. Denver played well. Washington almost won the game. I think Mariota is kind of settled in, knowing that he's going to be the starter now. Daniels is going to be out. Minnesota had Carson Wentz, and they had this undrafted free agent starting quarterback. Minnesota got quarterback problems. Even though they got good defense, they're going to struggle. Washington has problems on defense. They struggle. But you got to pick a team, you got to pick a game. So I'm going to take Washington Commanders to win this game. Let's say 26-21. 26-21, Washington Commanders. The next game, we have the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. This right here is an unusual game because the Jets is playing better. They're trying to play for the coach's job. The Miami Dolphins is all of a sudden, they caught some momentum. They're playing well. They won a couple games in a row. Dolphins got a few people back. So it's a very, very interesting game as far as if you're a Miami fan or you're a New York Jet fan. As an NFL fan of all football, I'm going to root for the Miami Dolphins because, quiet as kept, I'm from Miami. I was born in Miami. I'm a Miami boy, although I'm a Denver Broncos fan, as you can see. But with that being said, I'm going to go with Tua in this offense. I think they'll score more points than the Jets. I think the Jets will make a good representation of themselves. I think Miami has a better defense at this point. So we're going to take Miami with a better defense and also a better quarterback. We're going to take Miami to win this one. Let's say, I'm going to say 24-21 Miami. It'll be close. I think Jets will be in it. Miami 24, Jets 21. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, the Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns. If you've been watching this content, NFL State of Play, me and my co-host, we really like Sanders a lot with the Browns. We're glad that he started at quarterback. We think as long as he's healthy and he has time with that defense, I think he's going to be a winner. The Tennessee Titans quarterback, Ward, I think Ward is also a really gifted quarterback, and I think he's very, very accomplished to be a rookie, even though he has a weak offensive line, a very soft defense, and the team is in disarray. They have so many holes. But we have a lot of hopes out for Mr. Ward. So, with that being said, I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns with their defense and Sanders playing well, although he had a rough outing last week. We're going to take Sanders in that defense. We expect the Browns to win pretty convincingly, probably a 10-point win. We're going to take the Browns to win, I'm going to say 23-13. Because that defense is going to hold down Tennessee and they're going to smother them. So let's take the Browns to win 23-13 over Tennessee Titans. Good luck, Tennessee fans. Keep your hopes up. You You got a good quarterback. You just got to endure this bad times. All right, next game on the docket. We have Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. This right here, usually this would be a great matchup for a lot of different reasons because it's in that division. They know each other very well. Both of these teams are perennially. They usually are really good competitive teams throughout the year, throughout the seasons. But unfortunately, Pittsburgh got some injuries. Baltimore has injuries. They're trying to get healthy, Baltimore. What's unusual about this game is a Mike Tomlin coach team, usually his pedigree, his calling signature is having great defense. The defense is not playing well. So, like in and out of the lineup, they're primetime players, they're not playing well. And the Aaron Rodgers experiment seemed to have failed. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh. It looks like the Aaron Rodgers experiment has failed. Now, he can prove me wrong. Maybe he comes back next year healthy, come back one more season, and Pittsburgh is healthy, and we have everything together, and we can maybe get the best out of Pittsburgh. But as of right now, it doesn't really look good. Okay, the Baltimore Ravens, they came back game busters. LeBron Jackson came back, defense looked good. But last week against Cincinnati, that was very questionable performance by the Ravens. And then the week before that against the Jets, before they got themselves together, very questionable performance. So I'm a little concerned about the Ravens. I don't know if we can trust him, even though we love Lamar Jackson. So this right here is a toss-up, like whoever plays well this week. So if I had to pick a team and pick a winner, and it's very close, anyone can win this game, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens to pull it out and get themselves together and win this game. Bounce back from that loss against Cincinnati. And, of course, Pittsburgh, they lost last week. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens to win this game in a probably low-scoring affair. I'm going to take Baltimore to win 24-17 over Pittsburgh. 24-17 Baltimore. Okay. All right, next on the docket, we got Seattle at Atlanta. Seattle stubbed their toe against the Rams. Mr. Donald, he threw four interceptions? I've said if you've been watching content, we know Mr. Donald. We've seen this movie before. All we can do is hope and pray for the Seattle fans, the Seahawks fans, that, hey, he's going to overcome the turnover bug. He's going to continue to play well in the regular season. Last week, they beat Minnesota 25-0. Minnesota is really bad right now because of quarterback play. And hopefully he can get in the playoffs and he can really, redeem himself. With that being said, the Atlanta Falcons, their number one quarterback, they're going with, he's out. You're going with Cousins. Cousins is an older quarterback. We know he can be effective sometimes he can't. Last week he lost against the Jets. The week before they beat New Orleans. Both of those teams are questionable at best. So with that being said, Atlanta defense is very shaky. This is a big point spread here. Seattle -7. It's a lot of points. You'd be tempted to take Atlanta in this game because Vegas got them a 7-point underdog. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Seattle's going to play lights out defense, put pressure on Cousins, force him into a few turnovers, and Seattle's going to be able to run the ball, and Donald won't turn the ball over, and if he does, maybe once or twice. Seattle defense rules the day, and Seattle rolls. I'm going to take Seattle to take this one right here. I'm going to say 28-17. 28-17. Seattle 28, Atlanta 17. Atlanta get a few cheap scores at the end of the game. 28-17. Seattle. Shout out, cuz. Seattle, Danny, family, everybody in Seattle. Love you. All right, so here we go. The Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. My son's team, the youngest son, he is an Indianapolis Colts fan. He loved them Colts. But in any case, we got the Colts at the Jags. Okay, the Colts is coming off, if I'm not mistaken, 2 straight losses, and that's not really what we used to see this year against the Colts. This year they've been very effective. So obviously there's some problems going on internally over there with their team. The Jacksonville Jaguars we had a lot of concerns about them, but they have righted the ship. They're playing very well right now. Trevor Lawrence is playing really good. Me and Mr. Gutter West McCalls, we said Trevor Lawrence, he got to prove himself this year, prove the contract that they gave him before. This is a Mr. Jonathan Taylor game. Jonathan Taylor got to be Jonathan Taylor. He goes, hey, Mom, let go that man. Jonathan Taylor got to run for at least like 125 yards, 5 yards carry, make Daniel Jones' job easy so he can throw the ball down the field. And the coach got to come and bring some defense and put pressure on Mr. Lawrence. So I'm going to say, because of what has happened, on paper, it looked like Jacksonville could win this game, but I think the Colts will bounce back after losing a few games, dropping a few games. And I think that the Colts will bounce back and win this game because of the running with Jonathan Taylor and play better defense. We're going to take the Indianapolis Colts to bounce back and win this game. And probably it's going to maybe be a kind of high-scoring game. I'm going to take the Colts to win 27-24 over Jacksonville. Enjoy the game. Shout out, Brian DeMario. Dad, love you. All right, next game on the docket, we got Chicago Bears at the Green Bay Packers. Ooh, this is an interesting game because all of a sudden the Chicago Bears are trying to make lies out of all of us. Like, we didn't see this coming. I didn't see it coming. Although my co-host, Mr. Gutter West, said, Dad, I like the Bears. Unlike you, I think the Bears are pretty decent. Well, so far they proved to be pretty decent. I agree. But I still got my book out on Mr. Caleb Williams. I don't see if I trust him or not. I don't know. Green Bay Packers, they've been shaky up and down. I think Green Bay is kind of like Doc Jekyll and Mr. Hyde too. They win one and lose one. They play bad, they play good. I'm like, what Green Bay team gonna show up? Now, the Chicago Bears beating the Philadelphia Eagles last week in Chicago on Black Friday, that was stunning. It was stunning to Papa West. I was stunned. I was stunned. I couldn't believe it, but it happened. And they got the best record in NFC right now. Unbelievable. Who would have thought it? The Bears got the best record in NFC at this period in the season. Unbelievable. Anyway, somebody got to win this game. Bears play good defense. They're playing good defense. Caleb Williams not turning the ball over. Green Bay acting like, we can play when we want to play. So I'm going to take the Chicago Bears to continue keeping it rolling because I think they found a method, a formula of winning. Even though Green Bay could win this game, get home field advantage, they are the favorite. And they're favored by 6.5. In any case, Green Bay could win it, but if I'm a betting man, I would take the Bears in the points, plus 6.5. So let's say, I'm going to say the Bears win the game outright, late field goal. I think it's going to be a little bit higher scoring affair than it was Bears with Philadelphia and Green Bay against Detroit. I'm going to look at this game to go 28-27 Chicago Bears over Green Bay. 28-27, that's a lot of points, but that's what I think. I think the Bears win. But in any case, even if you like the Green Bay Packers, either way, you think they're going to win the game, take the Bears plus the points. Bears 28, Green Bay 27. All right, on to the next game. The New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Unfortunately, if the New Orleans Saints were the New Orleans Saints that were in good shape, healthy, and had good quarterback play and had good running back play, this would be a very attractive matchup. As of the state of play right now, Tampa Bay is a better team. They got Baker Mayfield. They got the running backs. They got the receivers. The defense playing better coaching. New Orleans, I think New Orleans got a good coach, but he got so many pieces. There's only so much he can do. He got to add, subtract right now. He got to add and add. So I'm going to take a struggling New Orleans team to lose this game to Tampa Bay. All right, so as I was saying, we're going to be taking Tampa Bay to win this game 28-16. So that's like a 12-point win. So they're going to win by more than 10. Vegas got them as a 9-point favorite. It's a lot of points now. I'll be honest with you, it's a lot. But I think New Orleans is so bad, and Tampa Bay can move the ball. They'll cover that. So like 28-16. All right, let's go to the next game. Ooh, my boys, the boys. Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raiders. Ooh, this is another big point spread in Vegas. They got Denver Broncos -8 at Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders look so bad. They could very well lose by 10 or 8 or yes, it could happen. But I was talking to my cousin, Mr. Tim Stubbs, you know, the Buffalo Bill fan, and we was talking. We saw things like this happen before in the past. We've seen this movie before. Everything is bad, Denver is good, the Raiders are awful, and then all of a sudden the Raiders just play a good game and rise up and beat them where they shouldn't even win the game. With that being said, I just think the Raiders got so many problems. They can do it, but they got so many problems. They got to turn the ball over. Denver got to turn the ball 3 times. They got to get 3 touchdowns and hold them off. It's a lot. It's a lot. Denver playing, that defense bails them out. My defense is very, very good. Let's be honest. But I have some reservations about Bo Nix. I've already talked to my brother. My brother's a Denver Bronco fan. Shout out, Linda. I know you're a Denver Bronco fan too. Back East, you know, I love you, sis. Anyway, I gotta take a pick. Gotta pick somebody. So I'm gonna take the Denver Broncos to pull it out, but I don't know if they win by 8. I think they'll probably be up big. The Raiders will come back and represent themselves very well. So I'm gonna take the Denver Broncos to win in sort of a close game. I think the Denver Broncos will probably win like 28-21. That's my pick. Denver 28, Vegas 21. Now, if the Raiders rise up and beat us, I'll be stunned more than anybody else. I'll be shocked. Although me and Tim talked about it, but I had to pick the team, so take Denver. All right. The next game, we got the Rams at Arizona Cardinals. The Rams just let me down last week. They shit the bed. That's what they did. They shit the bed last week. The Rams are minus 8.5 at the Arizona Cardinals. Ooh, wee. Arizona. That's a big point spread, underdog at home for Arizona. Arizona can score a few points, you know. The Rams can score almost at will if they're healthy. And they seem to be healthy. But obviously it was wet last week. It was raining. Matt Stafford turned the ball over. There was some fumbles, and it just was bad. It was ugly. It shouldn't happen, but it happened. That's NFL for you, baby. So I'm going to say in a high-scoring affair here, Arizona's struggling on defense. Rams going to do what the Rams do. They'll give them a few points, but it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I'm going to take the Rams to bounce back and cover this 8.5 points. I'm going to take the Rams to win 30 to 20. No, not 30 to 20. I'm sorry. 31 Rams, 21 Arizona. So 10.1. I think the Rams will win 31-21. And it'll be a high-scoring affair. So 31-21. That's what I would do. The next game, Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills. Shout out to you, cuz Tim. You know I love you. You love them Bills. Them Buffalo Bills. The Bills Mafia, baby. The Bills Mafia. All right. Got to pick one, cuz, though. Now, look. You know I like Josh. You call him Jeffro. Whatever you call him Jeffro. But even though he turned the ball, I still call him Josh Allen, Josh Superman. I still call him Superman because he's tall, he run like a deer, he's strong, he can throw the ball, he's talented. I call him Superman. That's my thing. Even though I know he have kryptonite, his kryptonite sometimes in his head, sometimes kryptonite is somebody else's defense. But I still call him Superman. Anyway, Mr. Joe Burrow's Big Ball Burrows is back. He came back off the injury and just lit up the Baltimore defense last week. And we all know what he can do if he's healthy. Buffalo defense give up some points. But Cincinnati do too. So this probably going to be a shootout, more than likely. I see the total is 53.5. Ooh, that lets you know. Vegas said that 53.5, it might be a shootout. Probably going to be a shootout. They both going to be scoring each other. I'm going to take Buffalo to eke this out and win the game because of firepower against firepower, bazooka against bazooka, and Josh might turn the ball over, A.K. Jeffro. That's what Tim called him, guys. But anyway, I think it's going to be a good game, entertaining, going to be a lot of points scored. I'm going to take Buffalo to eke it out, 31-28. It'll be a lot of points scored. So let's take Buffalo 31-28. If Cincinnati beat Buffalo, that would be very unfortunate. But it could happen, but I'm going to take Buffalo to score a few more points in them. So Buffalo 31-28 over Cincinnati. But enjoy the games. It's going to be fun. Oh, what we got here? The Houston Texans at the struggling Kansas City Chiefs. Ooh. Kansas City Chiefs, I always call them the Dream Killers. And the reason I call them Dream Killers, they was taking over for Tom Brady and the Patriots, which was the Dream Killers for years, like kill your dream. I know that Tom finished his career in Tampa Bay, but most of the career was in New England, the Patriots, and he was a Dream Killer. And then I anointed the Kansas City Chiefs as the new Dream Killers under Patrick Mahomes. With that being said, I just want to give you a little history. With that being said, Houston plays great defense. Kansas City defense slipping a little bit. There's a few little problems on offense, but as long as Patrick Mahomes is up and healthy, upright, and Andy Reid is calling plays, and Travis Kelsey is there to get the ball to, they always got a shot at winning any game and every game each week. I'm going to say Houston Texans is going to keep this game close with the defense, but C.J. Stroud, I don't trust him. I still don't trust him. I know where he came from. I know his pedigree. He's going to cause problems, and Kansas City going to make him cause some problems. And I think this is going to be a close game, but I think Kansas City bounces back and take their frustration on Houston, and they win probably by 7. The point spread is 3. I'm going to take Kansas City Chiefs to win this game 27-21. So they'll get a 6-point win, 27-21. Should be a good game. 27-20, that's 47 points. That sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Now, they got the total at 41.5 in Vegas. I think it'll be a few more points scored than that. That's just my opinion. So I like Kansas City 27, Houston 21. It's 48 points. The point spread for Kansas City is -3, and the total is 41.5. Anybody that want to know? Okay, let's go to the next game. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Los Angeles Chargers. Ooh, we don't know the health of Herbert. I call him the boy wonder. He's the boy wonder. I love him. He's great, but he's not healthy. We don't know what his health is, and if he's not healthy, the backup, I can't trust him. He might play well, but he ain't the boy wonder. Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts. Jalen, he's a Super Bowl winner. He won Super Bowl last year. There's some trouble in paradise in Philly, in the city of brotherly love. There's not seem to be a lot of love in the brotherly love right now. Shout out to Big Weezy, Philadelphia Eagles. Big Weezy, I've been meaning to shout you out, my bad. Also shout out to, you know who I'm talking about, my nephew in Lancaster. TTT, you know what I'm talking about, Thomas. Hey, I forget to shout you out, but I got love for you, man. So for Thomas and Big Weezy, hey, we're going to say a prayer for your Eagles so get y'all shit together. Y'all won Super Bowl. I know you want to go back to back, but don't look good right now. But in any case, you lost last week to a bad team you shouldn't have lost. The Chargers don't look like they're healthy. So if the boy wonder not healthy, he's not starting, he does start, he's not healthy, I got to go Philadelphia. Philadelphia bounce back, win this game. They're a 2.5-point favorite at the Chargers, and the total is 41. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to bounce back and beat the Chargers. I guess relatively a low-scoring game because of the health of Herbert. I'm going to take Philadelphia to win this game 24-20. Sounds about right. Philadelphia 24, Chargers 21. All right, that was the last game on the docket. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, so I just want to apologize to all the viewers that view the content. Gutter West couldn't be here due to scheduling restraints, and but he'll be back. And I'm gonna shout out. You know, he's a Cowboy fan, so the Cowboys playing right now. We had to shoot this a little bit later than we wanted to, but we gotta try to get things going and get things on schedule, keep them on schedule. Also, we got to work around my cameraman's schedule also, so we have to adjust, but we'll get everything together. Remember, we're building it as we're flying it. We're flying it as we're building it. So, I want to shout out saying that enjoy the football, family and friends. I'll see you next week, and enjoy the games. It's Pop West. I'll see you next week, baby.